Yes, and welcome back onto our second part of this post check this lovely morning. And of course, after skipping and jumping the rope and jumping into the future with Lydia Aswani, the president of the Kenya Jump Rope Federation, time for us to switch gears and look at what's happening digitally, and that's the esports. And of course, I'm glad to have Ronnie Lusigi, the president of the Kenya Esports Federation, here to talk about the upcoming Phygital soccer championship and also the ongoing national esports series. It has happened in Eldoret. Where next and what does it mean? Karibu sana, Ronnie. Good to see you, bana. It's been a moment, but good stuff. I've been, of course, we all are keeping tabs on what's happening. And you just from an event to maybe source for partnership with the Phygital football tournament, the upcoming tournament, which will be held on the 23rd of this month. Talk to us about it.
Thank you very much, Bernard, and thank you for having us at KBC once again. You know, when I was in campus, we used to say, when a dog bites a man, it is not news. But when a man bites a dog, that is breaking news. And in the past, eSport being covered on a sports channel was breaking news. But thanks to people like KBC, who've made us get this acceptance, this awareness, and now you can see esports being covered in sports news. And I'd just like to say a very big thank you to KBC. KBC was the first channel to give esports a platform on national TV, and we forever remain grateful to KBC for that. But basically, as you said right now, we are having very good momentum in esports in the country, and we are right now happy that we are taking esports beyond the capital city. You remember when we came into office in 2023, esports was very much centralized, and it was much of our objective to make it a sport for all, to make it inclusive as possible. And I can say the efforts that our team has put in at the national office and now at our 32 county esports associations has been able to really catapult esports now to the grassroots. We have been able to diversify beyond PlayStation. We also do tournaments on smartphone, which is making us reach more people. And right now we also see that county governments are coming in to support, and we can say that esports is only going higher and higher.
Yes, the Phygital Championship that's coming up next, I mean, many will be asking, what's this Phygital? We know that it's a combination of both physical and also the console, right? The digital aspect is.
So last year, the Esports Kenya Federation sought and gained the membership in the World Phygital Community. The World Phygital Community is an international organization that blends the aspects of esports and physical sport. Being that the concept is, as we live in this digital era, as human beings, it's important that we do not lose the aspects of physical exercise. So Phygital, as the name suggests, combines your physical and your digital sport, ensuring and showing that you can be good in both. Being an esport player does not mean you neglect the physical aspect. If you look, and it also helps us demystify. Many people think esports players are lazy people and what have you.
Yeah, and that's why it's been a part-time sport for so long before you came in and turned into.
But if you look at our top players, most of them are athletes in their own right. They take part in these other sports, though not at the highest level. If you go to our esports, you look at Leon Mwaura. These are people who've represented Kenya in esports. We have Charlene Ndirangu, is a very good example. Charlene Ndirangu is one of the top female players in Kenya. Apart from that, she's a licensed football referee. She actually referees at FKF Division 1. And she's also a wonderful esports player, among the best we have, not only in the country, but in the continent. So Phygital really is about that. And we did the first Phygital tournament, Phygital Rivals tournament in Kenya, January 2025. And the winning team was able to get a fully facilitated ticket to Abu Dhabi, where they were there in July. We had a good time in Abu Dhabi competing there. We had the support from Balozi Kenneth Nganga, who was there on behalf of the Kenyan Embassy. And our team managed a quarterfinal finish, which just shows you how good we are. And now we are preparing for the Games of the Future 2026, which will be held in Astana, Kazakhstan. And we are going to be having the Kenya Phygital Rivals Tournament on December the 6th at Jamhuri Grounds, AstroTurf, where the 16 teams will be competing. Now, courtesy of our sponsor, 82 Sports, the 16 teams will be competing not just for the lucrative ticket to go to Astana, Kazakhstan in 2026, but also now for a motivation of cash prize, which is 100,000. The winning team shall be getting 70,000 Kenyan shillings, and the runners-up shall be getting 30,000 Kenyan shillings. And this is just another demonstration of the growth of esports. And now you can see that as a federation, we are able now to attract partners, we are able to attract sponsors. And this is because in working with the Esports Kenya Federation, you are assured of three main things. One, you shall get your return on investment. Two, and most importantly, you are assured of transparency. And thirdly, you're most assured of accountability. Those three pillars are now what you can see over the past 1 year. You see many partners now partnering with the Esports Kenya Federation. They can see the value for their money, and they can see transparency and accountability.
Yes. So for the 16 teams that are set to compete, what does this number indicate?
Yeah, for the 16 teams, it is because Phygital uses a format that we call GSL for elimination. So the requirement by the international body is that if you are going to do one tournament, you need to have 16 teams. If you're going to do a national tournament, you need to have 64. Now, because Phygital is a new discipline that we are bringing into between the esports, we say that for this edition, just like the first edition, because we are still growing, you must crawl before you walk, you must walk before you jog, and then you must jog before you run. So for now, we limited it to 16 because of the resources available, but registration is currently ongoing on the digital platforms of the Esports Kenya Federation.
The 16, the number of teams, right? Will it be not 11 aside, right?
No, for the Phygital, how it works is that you start by playing a PlayStation match, the digital match.
On the console.
Yes, the console where you play against your team plays against your opponent. Then you go to the 5 versus 5 field, 5 versus 5 soccer.
How many minutes?
On the 5 versus 5 soccer, it is 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes halves, and you have a 3 minutes break. But it applies, it is futsal. It applies the rules of futsal, 5-a-side football. And one of our friends who've been assisted us really in doing the first edition, and we must thank them, is the Futsal Federation, led by Chairman Mr. James. They have been very helpful in us in terms of the 5-a-side part, because it combines that. Now the goals from the PlayStation digital and the goals from the physical are combined to determine the winner of the tie. So it's very important for your team to find that balance. And that's what it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. It is teaching us to find the balance between our physical and our digital. Now, as a team, you must come together and craft a strategy that will enable you balance both. When we went to Abu Dhabi, it was an eye-opener for us, because we've seen that in the physical, we need to take it a notch higher, because we were doing well, but it is in the physical that we weren't at par. But our boys, for example, Uzbekistan, we beat them 8-1 in the digital. There is no way they could have come back in the physical. USA, for example, we beat them both digital and physical. It is only Brazil that we met the Samba boys there, and the physical became a bit of a challenge. But now we have lessons from that. And I know the team that will be winning this year and going to Kazakhstan next year will go with more insights, more preparation. And we are also now getting a lot of requests also from sister federations who want to call us for invitational tournaments. So we shall also give them exposure by organizing friendly and these international meetups.
And for a team like ISA, right? Who went to the past championship, who won the inaugural edition in January, for them, that's huge. Like, they have now the expertise, they have the know-how of how to approach such tournaments. What does it demonstrate for the rest of the country in terms of the potential that they have in this phygital space? Yeah,
it just shows you need to take advantage of your talent. These boys were very happy. As I told you, in Abu Dhabi, they were treated as true Kenyan ambassadors. We had none other than the ambassador for Kenya in Abu Dhabi, Excellency Kenneth Nganga, received the team, host them in the embassy. He gave them actually a dignitary treat. He was there in all our matches to cheer us on, to motivate the boys. And that was really an eye-opener. Even most countries were asking there, you mean your ambassador is here? Because in those countries, perhaps people are not aware of ESport. And it enabled us to, we must note that Kenya was the best performing African country there. So for the young people, it shows that there is opportunity. And when you put in the work, you have the discipline. We are here as a federation. We are going to give you the best enabling environment for you not only to enjoy this, but also to represent the country on the international stage.
And definitely also a learning curve for the federation as far as either running this Phygital or preparing players for the international competition, right?
Yes, yes, a huge learning curve, a huge learning curve. You say learning never stops. Even rugby or football, people who are 50 years old federation, we must always learn. So for us, we learned a lot, especially in terms of the organizational aspect. We could see that in Abu Dhabi their organization was really professional. It was very top-notch. And when you look at those things, you come back home and you want to apply them because there is attention to detail. There is attention to every small detail. And when you have that in sport, the players really feel like they feel like they're being given that treatment, because remember, performance of a player starts by the enabling of the environment. So for us, the biggest learning curve we found there, and we've been able to apply that when we host here, because recently we've hosted some international competitions.
Yes.
It is about the professionalism.
Yes.
How do these players come from the airport to the hotel? In the hotel, how is their chaperone helping them? Players who don't speak the national language or the common language in that country, how do you manage them? How do you make it easy so that a player only focuses on the game? Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And now we're talking about the games of the future, right? This not something easy to sell.
Yeah, we like it when it's not easy, because when it's easy, everyone can do it. But it takes the special one to do one that is not easy. But games of the future, actually, I think they could have called it games of the present. Because
the future is now?
The future is now. The future is now, and they are doing a good job. Our World Phygital community is doing an impressive job right now in blending these two institutions together.
Yeah, where do you think it's heading?
I think
with merging the console, Phygital, talking about the games of the future.
What I've had in our last summit in Abu Dhabi, and the 2025 games of the future proper will be in December, because we didn't qualify when we went in July. And the investment they've put there, I think it's going to be, because you even have Phygital fighting, people doing kickboxing and then going to play in the console.
Interesting.
And if I look at the investment Kazakhstan proposed in our general meeting, the investment they're going to put, they're going to have 12 venues in Astana, Kazakhstan, doing 12 different Phygital disciplines: Phygital basketball, Phygital football, Phygital MMA, Phygital shooting. I think this is going to be maybe second only to the Olympics in the near future. We have Astana in 2026. After that, we've got Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in 2027. And I think this is going to give major sporting events a run for their money, a lot of run for their money.
Yeah. So the Phygital Championship is coming up in December, right?
Yes.
The Phygital Rival Football Tournament.
Exactly. In December 6th at the Jamhuri Primary School, AstroTurf, and we invite also the fans to come and see this aspect. We shall have spectator space also to see this aspect, but also we shall be going live. As you know, we are a digital people.
Yeah, sure.
So you'll find us on YouTube and on TikTok, on ESports Kenya Federation. You will find that action live in there. Yeah.
What should we expect? New names?
You never know, but people have learned. I think last time when you did it, we didn't have the balance. Some teams came, they were strong physical, struggling digital. Some teams were so good digital, struggling in the physical. Now they've taken a lot of consultation. And then seeing is believing. They saw one of their teams on a plane, Emirates, all the way to Abu Dhabi, living like kings in 5-star, being treated, as I told you, as dignitaries with the ambassador.
And came back with good results as well.
It won't be easy, I think, for the defending champions. I told them they need to train. And now I know most of the teams have been it has really brought together the worlds of physical and digital. Because you find teams are coming and saying, look, we have got good players, give us good gamers. Gamers saying, we have got good gamers, give us. So the spirit of collaboration has really come together because of Phygital. And we are hopeful that we'll be able to add an aspect like Phygital dancing. There's Phygital dancing where we use Just Dance, you use dancers, and also we are in consultations with the Kenya Basketball Federation in terms of the Phygital basketball. It's unfortunate this edition will not be able to do it, but it's something we really want to introduce. And who knows, I've seen some wonderful MMA players come out of Kenya recently.
Yeah, sure.
These are people we should be able to reach out, to tap into, to see if they can be able to mix it up.
Yes, indeed. And the ongoing national series, I know that the Eldoret one was late last month, right? And paving way for the Nakuru. Then, of course, there will be also Mombasa and finally Nairobi. What are the revelations along the road?
Wow, we came up with the Kenya ESport series with the first objective of spreading esports across the country. And it's important to note that the Kenya ESport series is not just a competition. When we go to these counties, we do capacity building. We are able to sit with the coaches, we are able to sit with the players to show them the best practice of playing esport at the highest level. Remember, esport, just like any other sport, is played a lot in the casual level.
Yes.
PwC, for example, estimates over 11 million Kenyans play video games. That is over 30% of our population. Now, when we go to these cities, what we are able to do is we gather our delegations around that city. For example, in Eldoret, we gather them from the neighboring counties, Nandi, Elgeyo, Trans Nzoia, where they come to Eldoret and they are able to be trained on how to partake of esports professionally, and then we run the competition. So far, the turnout has been amazing. In Eldoret, we had over 300 players. We started off in Nakuru. In Nakuru City, we had the partnership of the county government of Nakuru and the Nakuru City itself. We had the city manager, Bwana Gitau Tabanja. We had the county government through the chief officer, Honorable Njogu, and they were able to really support Nakuru to do their first real esport competition. And they were impressed with that, and I know there is an upcoming Nakuru festival, and they've decided to add esports to it,
yes.
And they are taking it
conjunction
seriously.
with the federation.
Yes, they are taking it seriously to become an esport city. Now we've gone to Uasin Gishu. The reception there was amazing.
In Eldoret, yes.
In Eldoret, over 300 players. And now next we shall be going to Kisumu at Alliance Francaise Kisumu in partnership with Alliance Francaise, our amazing friends. Then we shall go to Mombasa. Then we shall go to Nairobi. The champions, the top 5 players in each category in these 5 cities shall come to Nairobi early next year for them to have now to decide who is going to be the national champion. So we are going to be at Sarit Center. It's something big, something amazing. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but the final of the Kenya eSport series will be, I can say confidently, a level of esports tournament that this sub-Saharan Africa has not seen. But because it's an announcement that is coming, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but know that we shall be in Sarit Center. You know the space there is big, so it will be a different world, Okumu. You should come for this.
For real, I'll be there. What informed the series and what's at stake at the nationals, at the finals in Nairobi?
At stake is representation in the international tournaments. We realized we had a gap where every time you have an international tournament, you call a tournament.
Yeah, you have to organize a selection tournament. Yeah.
So what we do now with the eSport series is you must have been in our ecosystem as a player. So if you're in our ecosystem as a player, when you have an international tournament, you already have a pool of elite players to pick from. So even if you're going to do a qualifying tournament to pick the players to represent Kenya, you already have a pool.
Yes.
You've already seen the consistency. Because a player can be good on this day and bad on the other day.
Yeah, sure.
So doing just one tournament was really missing out
the best picture.
Yeah, but now through the eSport series, you are able to come up. If you don't qualify for this, you're able to go for the other one, redeem yourself.
Yes.
It also shows us the consistency of a player. It shows us the discipline of a player. It shows us the progress of a player. You're able to track the progress of a player so that when you are doing a national selection, you can say if you have 3, perhaps add a wild card, because sometimes not only the people who finished up, but you look at the wild card, what is this player doing, how is this player progressing. Most importantly, it is spreading the awareness of esports, this Kenyan esports series. People are able to see now outside of Nairobi that you have esports, that you can partake in esports, and that esports can take you somewhere. Before we started the Kenya esports series, people assumed ini kitu ya watu wa Nairobi. Now, I am confident by the feedback we are having, we have counties that are not even in the cities, but they are calling on us to come there. So the goal of the Kenya esports series is really to diversify and make esports for all. And the more we've been getting partners, the more we shall be going deeper and deeper into the regions, because Kenya is also a leading digital force in this continent.
Yes.
There is no reason that we should not be a leading esport force, because esport is the digital sport.
Yes, and you talked about the pool of players, you know, and that means that you have to keep the data on the players who come up, right? How hard is it? Or how is it? How easy is it, and why is it important for the federation to keep the data of these players?
It is very important to keep the data of a player, because it shows you their progression. It also informs the investment of the federation. If you are going to do investment in training, what data do you have? For example, today we have got slightly above 36 esports teams registered with us. When we came in, we had less than 10. Through the esports series and other initiatives, we've gotten interest in other people, and now they've opened teams. That is one. The Kenya esports series now teaches you, out of these 36 teams, how many of them have got trained coaches. Because remember, development starts with that.
Yes.
Now we are able to know this is the resources we are going to allocate for training coaches. We've gone to this outside of the Nairobi. You look at it and see how many of those people there can officiate at the highest level. Now that also informs us. We have got training programs with our global body, so that we know our deficit when it comes to officiating is this much, and we need to put this much of investment to be able to prop it up. So it starts by there. Then now you come to the player. Remember, the data you're collecting in the player shall be utilized by this coach that you're training. The data you're collecting by the player, we shall utilize it when you're speaking with sponsors, because players will tell you, when I didn't have equipment, this was my progression. When I have equipment, this is my progression. So when I speak to a sponsor, I'm able to tell a sponsor, our area of need right now is equipment. Maybe a player will come and say, it is frequency of competitions. When I play frequently, I gain the momentum. When I don't play frequently, I lose my momentum. So for example, if next year we are going to LA for the Global Esports Championship, if you ensure your player has got that momentum throughout the year, they are playing at the highest level throughout the year. When it comes to the World Championship, they've got the rhythm. It's in soccer, we call it match fitness. You can be physically fit, but you're not match fit. So that's why people play friendlies. So it's the same thing. We need to keep our esport players match fit, and we use data.
Yes, use the data to definitely run, make sure that you also know exactly what you're doing and you prescribe the right medicine.
And also we have disciplines. It teaches you also. Just like athletics has got track, field, javelin, shot put. Data shows you there is progression in this discipline. Let's prop it up. We are advancing this discipline. Let us perhaps do in the other.
Yes, indeed. So all the best, Ronnie, right? And thank you for gracing the sports check. I wish you all the best ahead of the Phygital rival football tournament, which will be held in December, as rightly stated by Ronnie Lusigi, the president of the Kenya Esports Federation. Number of events coming up, including the ongoing national esports series, which has already happened in Nakuru and as well as in Uasin Gishu, and is set to go to Kisumu and later on in Nairobi after Mombasa.